You have found Vagina Whispering, where we talk about everything from vaginas and orgasms to femininity, connection and love, intimacy, pleasure, intuition, menopause, and so much more. This is a safe place to have real conversations and make real connections. We're going to have a great time. We're going to laugh a lot, and we are going to fall in love with ourselves again. A quick note before we begin, the information we present here is educational in nature and is not medical or psychological advice, nor is it a substitute for seeking licensed healthcare services. Okay, let's drop you into the conversation.
You just have a lot going on. I'm good. I'm behind.
I love your necklace.
Thank you. I think I've worn this twice, and this was given to me as a gift probably like 13 years ago. But I was supposed to wear it. I intuit what I'm supposed to wear, and I got this necklace. So
it's so beautiful. It makes me happy.
okay, maybe it was for you.
I don't need to go into a bitch fest. But if anyone's watching on video, I now have rubber bands on my braces, which it took me 10 minutes to get them in, and I'm still not even sure they're in the right location. You can't see them?
I can see them, but one looks like it's closer. The other is a little sideways-ish.
Yes,
that's
correct. I think. Actually, I'm going to call them. I have pictures. This one I think is two, because they're supposed to be, it's like one's supposed to be triangle, one's supposed to be kind of up and down. So you can see.
That's a triangle.
They're fixing my bite, because I can't, for a while, I couldn't put my teeth together.
Wow.
I think everyone, if you are listening, I'm not the only one feeling this way, like a little chaotic, just taking a breath and being like, okay, life is going to go on, and I am not that significant in the big picture. And sometimes I think we get so caught up in the importance that we think we have. I'm not discrediting the butterfly wings and how much we can affect little things. I understand all that. But I also think sometimes we just think we're just so full of ourselves or egotistical that it's like, really, if I'm late for a podcast recording with Noelle, I don't need to feel horrible about it. I'm not. It's like, you're important, but that's why I feel bad. Like, I feel like I'm letting you down, and yet I'm not that big of a deal, right?
Okay. No, I'm jumping in here. You are a big deal. I wouldn't do the recording without you. Are you letting me down? Absolutely not. You're communicating the whole time. You could have been 20 more minutes late. I would have checked all my emails. There's no shortage of what I can actually do with my time. You are really important, but shit happens and it's okay.
This is such a good concept to talk about. I didn't have any intention of talking about this today, but yes, I am very important. And I'm not that important. In other words, I don't need to get that stressed out. Do I need to freak out because Teal's late for school? No, it's not that important. Like,
Gotcha.
me ruining a relationship with my daughter in the morning because we're going to be 3 minutes late is not worth it. Another example is when I go out, drop off Teal for school, go get groceries. Sometimes I think, oh my God, I cannot believe I'm leaving the house looking like this. But no one else really cares. Like, no one else really probably even notices if I have makeup on or if I don't, or if my hair is a little greasier. No one is paying that much attention to me because they're thinking the same things in their minds.
Yeah.
I think sometimes we forget that no one really, like when I go to ballet class, right? I'm staring at myself in the mirror and I am not doing anything right. I'm not making the steps right. I'm falling all over. It's really hard for me. And I apologize to everyone else. And they're like, we're not looking at you. We're looking at ourselves. So there's that thing. I'm not looking at them. I don't ever know if they get their steps right because I'm so focused on me. And I think that's a really good reminder for all of us is we're not that important. No one, I'm not famous. If I were famous, I would really need to worry about certain things. Oh my God, did paparazzi just catch me looking like that? Okay, maybe not great. Maybe, you know what I mean. Anyways, there's my rant. We should check in with Spirit. Yeah, see what they're saying about this.
Yeah.
I gotta hit they're like, you're so wrong. Okay, go ahead.
No, you're not. Some of it I'm also wondering because it might be a little bit of an age thing because I'm noticing as I'm getting older, like I think after 50, and I'm going to be 58 in like a week. I'm
Okay, good.
chronologically going to be 58. As we age, we care way less about other people's perception and impressions of us.
And yet, I think as I've gotten older, I care more about how I'm presenting myself to the world. Isn't that interesting? I feel like I'm
Mm.
taking more pride in what I wear or if I'm styled. I care more about that.
But I think that's because it impacts how you feel about
Yeah,
you. Yeah,
exactly.
that's different than the impression you're trying to make. I try not to go out smelly, like if I haven't showered and I'm going to go somewhere, I'll usually shower. But the self-consciousness of how we appear to other people feels
Hmm.
way less important. There are times when I think, oh my God, like 22-year-old me would be horrified of walking out in
Yes.
this, looking like this, with my hair
Hmm.
like this. Fuck it, I don't care. Because I'm clear, nobody really notices me. They're all caught up in their own thing. And I'm not judging other people. And if they're judging me,
No,
they're not somebody I want on my radar anyway.
and not someone you want to attract.
Yeah.
Completely agree with you. I'm thinking back to my 22-year-old self. I'm not sure I cared as much. I remember putting on sweatpants and throwing my hair up in a ponytail and going to
Mhm.
class and not even thinking about putting makeup on, I don't think.
Wow.
And yet now I'm like, no, I want to be put together because I feel better when I'm put together. That's
Yeah.
exactly what you were saying. Like, I feel better. Okay, here's another thing to contemplate.
Okay.
Is it because I feel less confident about my facial features now? And I do need to enhance a little bit more. Like, I do need to define a lip or put a little mascara on because, wow, I do have wrinkles and my skin is changing. And if I don't put stuff on
Right.
my skin, it doesn't feel like good. And when my
Hmm.
22-year-old self, I was plump and like
Right.
collagen filled.
Yeah.
And so I'm wondering if there's that too.
Yeah.
I'm more aware of some of the deficits of this face when I don't have makeup on. I was getting ready with a girlfriend of mine in Hawaii. She is dark eyes, dark skin, dark eyebrows, dark hair, dark eyelashes, everything. And she's like, "Why are you putting on makeup?" Because we were just going to go do whatever. And I said, "Oh, you don't get it." And she's, "What?" I said, "Look at my face. I'm going to do half of my face with eyebrows drawn in and some
Mm-hmm.
mascara on. And then I'm going to show you the other half." Because she never has to draw in her eyebrows because they're dark. She never has to think about mascara because her eyelashes are dark. And I didn't like have these with
Mm-hmm.
my face. And she was like, "Oh my God." And I was like, "I know." She wasn't being mean, but she was just like, "Oh
Wow.
my gosh, Jen." And I was like, "Yeah, like I have to define a little bit or you don't even see my eyes." And she's like, "Yeah, you're right. You don't even see your eyes if you don't have eyebrows on because there's no definition there. Your eye just goes up into your forehead and there's no mascara on. It just goes up." And yeah, I digress. You're like, "Are we talking about makeup right now?" Yes.
No, I had chemotherapy and post that, so a lot of my eyelashes came back. I had super sparse eyelashes.
Uh-huh.
So I didn't wear mascara for a long time because it would have been a joke to even try. But they have filled in, but I'm just too fucking lazy if I were to put
Uh-huh.
mascara on to wash it off at night. I hate how it is in the morning. Your
Oh, yeah.
eyelashes are clumped and gross. I know my eyes would pop more if I wore mascara, but it's unthinkable to me. Not that washing my face is such a big deal, but I would do it at bedtime and the water's cold and I have my excuses. My eyebrows, I used to get them dyed post chemotherapy, but they
Mm-hmm.
won't retain dye and they're funky looking. I have not a lot of hair. I did get them tattooed, but
Oh,
they
you
look like
did?
a weird shadow. She did a terrible job and they
Mm.
look awful. I used to joke that I look like a mole rat if I don't draw on eyebrows, and I'm super
Mm-hmm.
pale. My
Yeah.
lips are pale. I don't know how much of that is normal aging. I hear you. I don't like going out looking like that, but then there are times
Right.
when I find I'm like, yeah, fuck it. I go to the bank like that
Yes.
sometimes, and
Yeah.
it's so nice to be like, fuck it. This is how I look. When
Yeah.
people say, oh,
Exactly.
you look
Yeah.
so young, or I feel like there's some expectation of older women. My mother, last time I visited my mother, she Zoomed with an old friend of hers that I met when I was 12. So they're both like 80. and I'm 57. And she said something meant to be a compliment that I looked super young. It didn't
Mm-hmm.
feel sincere at all. I don't remember what she said. There is a
Hey.
part of me that's, what the fuck age am I supposed to look? I don't want to buy into that expectation. My face is chubby, my chin is chubby. I fucking hate it. It may not look that way because I have my camera angled at a certain angle,
No, it looks
but when I
great.
look in the mirror, that's what I see. Young women, we were trained, this is left over from teenagehood, young adulthood. We've talked a little bit about this before, to have this perfect ideal of what we're
Mm-hmm.
supposed to look like, and anything that's not that is gross.
Yeah. And the self-talk. I'm just
Oh.
hearing us right now and our self-talk, like you saying, I look at my face and I see chubby. If we're going to go on an energetic level, and if you believe in some of the Hicks concepts of the law of attraction, they're not the ones who created that. The whole concept is the more you focus on something, the more you get it.
Hmm.
So the more I focus on my wrinkles, do I get more wrinkles? I actually think there's some truth to it. See myself as, and maybe that's why I put on a little makeup, because then I feel like I'm getting to focus on the things that
Hmm.
I want to focus on. And I think if we focus on our bloating stomach, personal experience right now, do I get more bloating? If I'm drawing attention to it and I believe in the law of attraction, then it would lead to more bloating.
Hmm.
So here's a challenge for all of us. When we look in the mirror, instead of saying, I see a chubby face, or I see wrinkles, or I see my thinning lips, wow, things are changing. I see I have no collagen. I could say, look at how even my skin is, how the tone is evened out. Or look at how wonderful it is when you have a tan, Jen. Look at how cute that is when you have a tan. Instead of saying my hair is oily, I can be like, look at how healthy it is. I'm actually have some grease in my hair because there's a lot of people at our age that have none. I was like, okay, look at how healthy it is. I don't know.
Yeah, I've been going to yoga for the
Hmm.
last 3 weeks. I didn't want to, but I need to do something more for my body as I'm doing these poses. And part of why I'm going to yoga and yin in particular is because of
Oh.
intense stiffness of my muscles behind my knees. And it's still very stiff. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm finding myself deliberately choosing, when I can be aware of it, to tell my body while we're doing yoga. I just did
Mm-hmm.
that yesterday. I can't bend my left knee all the way, but I was closer
Mm-hmm.
last night in the class. I'm complimenting my knee. Like I'm really trying to make an
Yes.
effort, how attractive or not
Hmm.
I feel. And mainly when I'm wearing makeup and I've got jewelry on and there's color. I'm sure there are some women that be like, shut the fuck up, you skinny bitches.
Yeah,
Being
exactly.
ridiculous. So
Hmm.
I get that part. I've been told that before. But this is about us being
Hmm.
comfortable in our own bodies, regardless of our weight. And
Oh,
it's not
yeah.
a judgment. I don't give a
Mm-mm.
fuck. Please help yourself. Be comfortable. Don't be comfortable. It's your body. I don't have a judgment about it. I'm not looking to criticize other women. I'm
It,
looking
it,
to criticize myself less, period.
it goes back to the whole concept of I'm focusing on me. I don't even
Yeah.
think about you. I'm right. I don't sit
Yeah.
there and go, oh my God, no, oh, whoa. Those, I
Actually,
don't
you
know.
know what I
Right.
find
I
that
don't
I'm a
know.
little judgy about?
Ooh, what?
And this might be petty, maybe I'm wrong. I don't think I was jealous of this young woman in the yoga class who was super young, super flexible,
Mm.
obviously feeling good about her body, but I sense this tone of egoism from her.
Okay, that's different. I agree.
Yeah, I remember being young, and if I was exercising around older women, I'd be like, geez, ladies, get it together. I wouldn't
Ooh.
have known that part of aging is stiffening.
Oh, I
I
know.
wouldn't have known that. She's on the floor doing this thing, and I'm like barely, and I've got
Hmm.
props,
Oh, yeah.
but I could be making that up. But somebody who's being a bit of a dick about it, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
going to be judgy about that.
It's so funny that you're talking about this. I now giggle when I'm in yoga classes and I see the 22-year-old who is a pretzel. I'm all, oh God. I remember. And I don't think
Mm,
I had enough appreciation for it when I had that flexibility.
hell
So
yeah.
now I giggle. I did a yin class on Monday. I haven't ever done one.
Hmm.
Loved it. Such a good mental challenge of finding that spot right at the edge and then learning to love that space. Learning to say, okay, you can find happiness in a touch of discomfort. You can find peace in that edge. You can find solace in really close to pain. Like that's really good for me. And so to be able to continue moving forward in life, that's a really good reminder is you don't have to have perfection to find happiness. You don't have to be completely pain-free to
Yeah.
find joy. Because as we get older, things hurt differently. But we did this banana pose where you hook your ankles and you got this hand up. I got done and I was like, oh, okay, cannot move that arm. And I had to use my right hand to
Oh,
move my
wow.
left hand. My friend was sitting next to me and I told her at the end of the class, did you see me have to move? She's like, nope. It goes back to that whole concept of no one is focusing on you. Like nobody is. And yet when you do feel that egotistical pull from someone where you're feeling judged by someone else, that is hard.
Yeah.
When someone walks up to me and says, "Oh my gosh, Jen, you look so nice today." It's usually on Wednesdays when I have makeup on after our podcast, like a little bit more makeup than normal. So by the time 2 o'clock rolls around, there's still makeup on, right?
Yeah.
So normally my makeup routine is put it a little bit on, I could get out the door. And it's by 2 o'clock, it's completely gone except for mascara, right? They'll walk up, oh my, Jen, you look so nice today. I'm like, okay. So people are noticing me. Uh-huh. And they're noticing, obviously, when I look better. So does that mean they're actually noticing when I don't look good? Or is it just that I'm being more confident because I have a little bit more makeup on and I'm pulling out the energy of, hey, look at me. I feel good. Is it
That's a
not
good,
actually
yeah.
anything at all about what I'm wearing? It's just me feeling that and my energy is pushing that out. And so they're like, oh, you look great today.
I
Hmm.
totally hear you. And yeah, that
Yeah.
can come across, man, I look at you every other day. But today,
Right.
you're reminding me of, so we have neighbors, a younger couple than us. I don't know how old they are, maybe around 40. I don't see her all that often, and she's an attractive woman, but I saw them when they were dressed up to go out somewhere fancy. And so
Hmm.
she had a lot of makeup on, she was dressed up. She
Hmm.
looked amazing. Not that I judge her any other time because I don't give
No.
a fuck, but I probably sounded a little too, I was like, oh man, you look smoking hot. And that was a little too
Right.
much. I've regretted that since. I could have been
Oh,
like,
that's
wow,
so nice.
vintage, but it wasn't every other time you look like crap. It's acknowledging the extra effort. But I hear
Yeah.
you, how it
Mhm.
can come across. Oh, damn. Do I look that bad all the other times
Yeah.
now?
I'm like, I just
Please.
keep doing. Okay. When I wear jeans and a button down, people are like, oh, you look so great. And I'm like, oh, it's just jeans and a button down. But okay. It takes the same amount of effort to put these pants on. I'm going to ballet. So, like yesterday, I had a sweater on and jeans, and I went to the orthodontist appointment. So I did put on actual clothes, but then I cried in the chair. Did I tell you that?
Oh,
Oh,
no.
God. I cried in the chair. It was so painful.
And I'm sorry. It's great that you're doing this because you're
Mm,
correcting a problem that's only going to get
it
worse over
is.
time. So
It
that's
was.
super badass of you to be like, fuck it, I'm going to hate it while it's happening. How much longer are you going to have them on?
Hopefully May.
Ooh,
So I'm imagining he's going to push me to the end of May, but whatever.
okay.
Every time I go in, I'm like, crank him. Let's go. May is really coming up. Yesterday, he's told me from the beginning, but he really stressed it yesterday because I started crying in the chair. It hurt so bad. And he was like, I'm sorry, Jen. I'm so sorry. You could just hear how it was
Wow.
hurt. And he said, we're going to do this. We're going to do it. Okay. It was
Aw.
hilarious, but not funny. And he said, you have really small teeth. So all of your braces are really close to each other. And so when I have to push the wire in on this one, it affects all of the other ones. So you feel
Mm.
it everywhere. And he has to hold my jaw. He has to hold it and then he pushes it. And I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. And
Oh,
I started crying yesterday. I've never done that before. Cried
oh.
in the chair. Anyways, May, I need to get these done. I got to get these off. I want to smile more. I like smiling.
I
I
do
like
miss
to
your
smile.
smile.
I don't smile. I don't laugh as much as I
No,
used
you
to.
don't.
I know it's horrible.
When you first got them, I noticed you were doing this thing with your lips where you were trying to cover them up more. You're not doing that as much, but
I've also learned that I have to be hydrated. If I'm not hydrated, my lips stick to my braces.
Jesus Christ.
It's true. I woke up one morning and had to
Aw.
detach. I had to pull my lip off my braces. Alex is like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I have an indentation on the upper inside of my lip because I am really dehydrated and my lips got stuck to my braces." Let's transition to your last week. Do you want to talk about what happened or not?
Yeah. First, I just want to define yin yoga for anybody who is hearing us
Oh,
talk about
good.
yin. Yin yoga was recommended to me. I am not very yoga versed, but yin is very gentle yoga with mainly floor exercises that you hold for 3 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
So if you have a lot of stiffness, it can be a good idea. I was feeling a bit desperate because I have a lot of discomfort when I try to move in certain areas. So it's so far I've been yinning or gentle
Hmm.
yogaing for 3 weeks now, and I have noticed a bit of a difference in my knee, although she's still not very happy. Last week, Jen and I were going to get together, and I sent her a text saying, I really can't.
I
I'm having
know.
a mini existential crisis, but don't feel like talking about it. I actually physically wasn't feeling very well, which is unusual. I'm pretty isolated at
Mhm.
home a lot, so I don't often get sick. I was starting to feel like my energy was a little bit weird. I had this day, it might have been Wednesday, I don't remember. I have this one day where I'm feeling aware of not feeling well. My head feels a little bit weird, and I'm on alert because I don't want to have vertigo again. As soon as I start feeling that, I just say, I'm balanced. And it makes
Mhm.
me feel better and calmer, and like I'm able to manifest that. It's the
Mhm.
anti vertigo thing. But I had these 6 episodes, and I'm attributing it to my sister
Mm.
in spirit. I would get a woozy feeling, almost like an energy wave hitting me. I'd get not dizzy, but woozy feeling like I need to sit down and getting flushed. It felt really big. I better sit down for this kind of thing. And it happened 6 times. I've decided I'm going to start making stuff up more. So I made up that my
Okay.
sister is helping download stuff into me. And that's what it felt like. When I've had vertigo, my very spiritual friend Maria, who's been on the podcast, has
Yep.
said to me, Hey, I think they're downloading stuff into you right now. Excuse me for one second. I just have to go.
She's coughing.
Thank you for narrating.
Yep. You're welcome.
Yeah,
So you're downloading. She said, I think you're
that's,
downloading.
yeah, like I'm being upgraded kind of thing.
Mhm.
Sometimes when we get sick, that's actually, I think, a part of what's happening with us energetically. Yeah,
Oh,
Jen's eyes just got very wide.
hold
Oh, I like this
on.
narrating. I used to be better about this. This is,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. Oh, I'm echoing now. Oh no.
I'm not hearing you echo. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and I'm getting a ringing in my ears. So this is really important. You're saying that when we get sick or
It,
start feeling yucky,
it can be that something energetically is happening.
where's your reasoning behind that?
Maria.
Okay. So you guys have just decided that anytime you feel sick, you're getting upgraded. That's a good way of looking at it.
Keep in mind, because I don't feel sick often, a lot of times we get sick from other people. Like I might have been exposed to something,
At yoga, perhaps.
maybe, or I have an honorary grandbaby. I don't know if I shared about that with you. And he had something. I did mask when I saw him. We have to talk about him another time. He's super
Whoa.
cute.
You have
Yes.
an honorary grandbaby and you have not told me about this?
We
I'll
act
talk
as
with.
much.
No, I know we haven't. How old is the grandbaby?
He's going to be 3 months old next week. A young woman, I've known her for I don't know how many years, and we've always been really close. I worked in a group home. I met a lot of young people, and I'm in touch with some of them. I met her through a connection with one of those young people. We've just always connected really well. She lives about a 10-minute walk from my house. She's not with the person that she was with that I knew. She just has a mom. She's an only child. She asked us a couple of years ago to be grandparents when someday she has kids. I was like, hell yeah. Anyway, his name is Dorian. And now I get the whole grandma's being excited to babysit. Just holding him, I'm like, ooh,
Oh,
this is exciting. And I don't really know anything about caring for infants. I didn't have a
correct.
child. I wasn't around many. I didn't do a lot of babysitting. I'm just watching, and she's a labor and delivery nurse. So she knows everything. So I'm like, show me. So she showed me how she changes diaper, and I want to see how thorough or not she is about things. So I'll
Mhm.
know. But it's very exciting. So I haven't babysat yet, but we'll go for walks and I'll hold him for a while or I'll push the stroller if he's sleeping. He's so cute. And a couple of people in classes that I took while she was pregnant picked up on him. Oh, you have a grandbaby coming. So there is a spiritual connection. I feel like I'm gloating a little to the mom, and I'm like, shut the fuck up, Noelle. That's her baby. Anyway, but I know there is. I connected with him when she first told us she was pregnant. I picked up on stuff like salami and other things like that. She's Noelle, don't tell me to stop eating salami. And I'm thinking, you're eating fucking salami. Like, even I know not to do that when you're pregnant. But she was craving salami and she was eating it. And
Those are
she's,
all misnomers, by the way. There's a lot of
oh,
stuff
okay.
like in France. There's a difference between cold cuts that come from a packing plant like bologna and turkey versus going to Whole Foods and getting freshly cut salami. It's just different.
I hear you. Yeah. I don't,
Cheeses in France, literally, if you were to tell a pregnant woman that they couldn't eat certain cheeses, they'd be like, what the F is wrong with you? I asked a woman when I was pregnant over in France, so let's talk about alcohol. Where are you on that? And she's,
mm,
beer and wine are fine, but not alcohol.
wow.
Yeah. So you'll see in France a pregnant woman having a glass
Interesting.
of wine. Like, it's not a big deal to. Now, don't send hate mail. We are not condoning having alcohol when you're
We're talking about,
pregnant. Like,
yeah, we're talking about
cultural
now.
differences.
That's
And if
all.
you are French and you're listening to this and you completely disagree with me, that is completely fine as well.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, I'm seeing all these. It's so funny. I just got pictures of emails coming in, like flying envelopes. I'm like, okay, I heard you. We'll stop that conversation right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
and we're not making any recommendations for anything. Don't trust us, trust yourself and your doctors. We're
Yeah.
just talking
Okay.
about what we've noticed in people. So, anyway, she was eating salami apparently. This was interesting on an energetic
Yeah.
perspective. When I was first connecting with her belly, the
Right.
energy felt very female. And
Oh,
a friend even verified that she picked up on a female energy. So I was like, oh, she's going to have
go
an.
girl.
But then at some point, I couldn't tell what the gender signature felt like. And then it stayed that way, which was interesting. Male energy, like female energy to me has more like vibration. Male energy can feel duller. So maybe that's why that sort of dullish quality kind of thing. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. But it was so interesting to me how it changed. And also, he might have been like, lady, don't try to pick up because you're going to by mistake say something and tell my mom. And she did not want to know the gender. She was hoping for a girl because
Mm-hmm.
her stepchild is a boy. Anyway, I just thought that was so interesting how it changed like that.
If you think about gender identification now,
Mm,
our teenagers and our adults and even 5-year-olds and 6-year-olds are very much coming out one gender, one chromosomal pattern, and realizing that's not the pattern that I want to actually be in for my future. So there might be something in the future where Dorian
yeah.
says, I actually like wearing dresses. And you're like, oh,
Yeah.
there's the energy I felt. Who knows?
I spiritually asked a long time ago what was part of that happening. Like so
In
many people,
society,
people feeling like they were born into the wrong body. And what I was told is that not that they were born into the wrong body, but let's say they wanted to be born into this particular family and they were like whatever on the body. It was almost not there was a shortage. I forget how it came across. It made much more sense when it came through.
you know what I got
What?
while you were chatting
Yeah.
was the parents made a contract because I do believe that we make contracts before we come down.
Yeah, me too.
The parents made a contract to, let's say, have a girl. But this entity made a contract to be with that family and to learn the lessons with that family. Free choice was that they were going to have 2 kids. And then, oh, hold on, they're only having one, but I still have to
Mm,
be in that family and I'm supposed to be a boy, but this one's a girl. So the
wow.
entity comes in no matter what because that was their contract. That's what I got. And that makes a lot of energetic sense to me. I could see that happening. And that might be why we're having more of that showing up. Of I was supposed to be here with you. Or the other concept is we're evolving and as a human race being asked to look at gender and
Mm,
evolutionarily will we eventually move away from even defining a girl or boy,
mm,
gender, male, female? Will we eventually just move out of that? I'm seeing images of what we would define as aliens or just different beings. I'm
mm.
just saying that word because people can associate with that, whatever that is for you. Is there a true identification there of
Mm.
is that being a male or female? Do you
Yeah,
even
is it
see that?
or is it even a binary thing?
Binary, exactly. Maybe it
And
becomes quaternary. Maybe it becomes 4, maybe it becomes 7, maybe it becomes
yeah,
25 as we evolve.
as a therapist, I had to
Yeah.
provide trainings occasionally, and I did a big training on LGBTIQ, and a lot of stuff came up about trans people. And I was able to learn that there are cultures where there is third. So maybe somebody that we would consider trans, or I don't know exactly what we would liken it to, but it's not, no, I wouldn't say trans because they're not transitioning to be the other gender
Mm-hmm.
that they weren't born to. They're
Mm-hmm.
just this in between. And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times they're healers. Yeah.
By the way, if anyone thought they just saw a ghost go behind me, it was actually my husband. Mhm. He was going into his office. He couldn't get in his door, and I was like, just come in. I've had people be like, there's something behind you. I'm like, it's my
He
husband.
lives here in town.
He's a resident. Oh, speaking of that, in the car yesterday, Teal was using her talking board. So she has an AAC device because she's verbal-ish. And she kept saying on her board, I see people. And I was all, I'm driving. I'm like, all right, are we talking about in physical form? Like you're seeing people literally around you? Or are you seeing non-entities? And she didn't answer, but I was like, I'm pretty sure we're talking about non-entities right now, where I'm seeing a lot of people around us right now. It's very funny.
Are you telepathically communicating with her much these days?
So this is a really good conversation to have. I put a post on Instagram about this yesterday after crying in the orthodontist chair. I'm struggling a lot right now, just energetically. It feels funky and stuck. Kate, my co-author of selfless plug here, the book Claire and Her Magical Friends, and I just finally had a conversation of it's time to be extra real and honest about when we're having difficulties. And I just was like, I just feel all over the place. I feel yucky. And then I said, and that's actually when we need to be meditating more. We need to be reaching out for spirit more. We need to be telepathically reaching out to your daughter more when you're feeling like you're alone or you're stuck. I tend to shut down more when I'm feeling that way instead of opening up and being like, hello, team. Hello, Ohana. Hello, family. I need some help right now to
Yeah.
transition through this. I need you guys to guide me. I need to open my senses more to follow what you're trying to tell me. I need to be present and aware. Thank you for asking that question of are you telepathically talking to your daughter? Because I don't think I have been.
I'm the same way. If I feel crappy, I don't want to reach out to people because I know they're going to experience the crappiness that I'm feeling because it's going to come out
Mhm.
of my mouth. Or I'm going to have to
Yeah.
work really hard and pretend I'm not feeling that.
Hmm.
Sometimes I can get out of my head when I'm talking to somebody and then I will feel better after,
Are you talking
naturally.
about your
Human form people.
okay?
But
Oh,
try
yeah.
this on. So when you're feeling crappy, it might seem like you're going to dump some of that on any living person. But maybe that is just the right time to reach out to your spirit family because that's getting support. You're not dumping on them. They're not going to then have a bad day.
And they
It's
already know
different.
what's happening.
Yeah.
They're sitting up there going, hello, why don't you
Yeah.
give it to us?
Yeah.
This is why we are here.
Yeah. I had my existential crisis
Yes. We didn't
and
talk about
I don't know what was going on. But yesterday I noticed that I was feeling so out of sorts and physically frustrated, almost angry.
it.
And it was very intense, and I don't usually feel like that. And so I asked, and I got that 80, sometimes we feel that because we're picking it up from somebody else. And if
Mm-hmm.
we ask, was this my energy? And I got that 89% of it was mine.
Okay, good.
It was a good number. So I went to yoga, I walked extra. I had a mediumship appointment that I canceled because I'm like, I'm not in a space to do that, especially with mediumship. There's no way I want to
Mm.
even risk not being as aligned as I possibly can be. Grant and I were talking in the evening and I was starting to feel better. And then suddenly my father-in-law comes in.
Mm.
Grant and I are talking about our relationship and I was feeling softer, but this really helped turn my energy around and why I'm so in love with mediumship. We're laughing at how ridiculous our relationship is and our how stunted we are in like the areas of sex. I get this visual of my father-in-law eating popcorn slowly, like he's watching us and being entertained. And then he says, your relationship is a masterpiece of love. Sorry. He said that it took him and his wife 30 years to reach the point where we're at. Now there's a level of connection and intimacy we're really enjoying right now. He
Mm-hmm.
said it took 30 years to do that with mom. So we're 10 years ahead of them. Jen's making this sweet, loving face. I'm with
Oh.
you. I do readings. I pick up on stuff for friends and family. Normally, I'm just having conversation and stuff is coming in.
Mm.
Sometimes it just feels surreal because it's such magical thinking that we can still stay connected. But I can't question it because I've gotten too much evidence. I really am picking up on things that I have no business knowing. And this is one of those moments I had that for myself of, man, like it's so subtle, but it's so real. And it was so true. And it was so loving and nice and helpful. It was just nice to feel watched over, like in a supportive way like that. And then I was like, oh God, please don't watch them. We're having sex. I know they don't. But anyway, but it was just really loving. It
Yeah.
was nice.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. And we all have that. We all have it.
Oh, yeah.
We just don't always acknowledge it. Yeah. I've talked about how they're bald in my mind, right? All of our spirit teams and the Ohana people in spirit are completely bald because they're
Wait,
pulling their hair
bald?
out. They're like, can you please start paying attention to the signs? They're all bald because they're like, I am so tired of trying to get her attention. They're pulling their
Oh,
hair out.
man. I don't remember the bald part.
I've
Apparently,
mentioned it. Mm.
yeah, mine are eating popcorn. Let's see where this goes.
Oh, yes. I love you just got that image. That's great.
Grant and
I
I do that sometimes to each other. If the other one is
Oh.
just kind of tuned out and we want to show I'm really paying attention to you, we pretend we're eating popcorn. Oh my God, what's going to happen next? We're in a movie theater.
Oh, that's good. Do you have yoga today?
I canceled yoga. I was so
Why?
stressed. Part of my angst yesterday was feeling like I had 5 hours of phone calls on Monday. I'm packing too much social-ish type stuff and not getting work done. So I went to yoga yesterday. I'm going tomorrow night. No, I'm not going this morning.
Okay.
And I felt good about doing that.
Good.
Bringing it back to what we were talking about earlier. Maybe we should also normalize for people about like our self-image to ourself versus what we think other people will perceive us as. It's a beautiful reality check. Nobody gives a fuck. Everybody's more concerned about themselves. We are the background players in everybody else's life. So thinking that people are noticing us so much, and they're not, thank goodness. They're minding their own business. If your energy is feeling wacky, ask, wait, is this even mine? Because you could be picking it up. My cat was acting crazy yesterday. She unplugged all my shit. She got caught on a wire. My laptop flew out. I was like, what? Oh my God, Cupcake. I'm assuming she picked that up from me. I don't think I picked that up from her. I don't know. But there was also a solar eclipse and a big, some kind of moon. So stuff is
Blood
happening.
moon.
Blood moon, thank you. In the atmosphere that can obviously affect us. It affects the oceans. It's going to affect us. We're 70% water. But trying to just be okay with, we have these swings and we can't always understand it. I was like angry yesterday, aside from that 22-year-old egoic woman. But that was only because I was in a bad space that I would even have noticed that. So anyway,
Anywhoots.
self-care. We all need self-care
And self-awareness.
and gentleness with ourselves.
I did hear from an astrologer yesterday after I posted on the video of my stuckness. She said, right now, we are supposed to be naturally processing, not forcing. And when we naturally process, just if you're processing, process and let yourself process and
It's okay. The ebbs and flows.
be aware and be gentle and be kind. Thanks
Yeah.
for chatting.
Okay.
Have a
Yeah.
wonderful day.
You too.
Bye. See ya.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us. To access the interview on video, visit our Vagina Whispering channel on YouTube. If you have a topic you'd like to learn about, or if you have a specialist you'd like us to interview, please email us at vaginawhispering@gmail.com. And on a final note, while Noelle Dean is a licensed marriage and family therapist in the state of California, she does not provide any psychotherapy or other licensed healthcare services as the host. Any action you take based on the information contained herein is strictly at your own risk. Please refer to the podcast disclaimer in the show notes for further information.